Hello, welcome back. Sorry it's been a couple weeks since my last update between getting over a cold and just putting in 10, 12-hour days at work. Just have not had too much time for modeling. um, but as you see, I've moved ahead and put a lot more pieces here together. I just want to go over some of the issues I have with this kit so far. Putting together these two front plates here. Putting them here, I kind of did that late at night after work one day, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it, and I should have done a little bit of test fitting with the nozzle, with the nose cone in place to make sure they were all flush. This side was okay, except for the bottom here. If you see the little green there, I had to do a little bit of filler work and sand it down and make it flush because there was a step there. Same thing with the other side here. There was a step there, the way that it fits. So if you have this kit for those two panels, I recommend doing some test fitting, and you might have to do a little bit shimming underneath the panels to get them to line up fine with the nose cone, so you don't have to do any type of filler or sanding like I did there. That's one issue that I had. Another issue here in the wingtips, they ask you to attach this little clear part here, which you're painting it the gray color, but you're leaving the two little tops and bottom, which are the lights, clear. This is a really small piece when you're clipping up here. And one thing I did inadvertently, while I'm breaking up one of these little lights, so it's very fragile when you're doing it. Also the holes here, which attach the little pins here in the edge of the wingtips. Those little pins are very small and they're really easy to clip off inadvertently when you're removing this from the sprue, which happened to me on one of the wings, and I had to just glue it flush as best as possible. And also this little tab here, this is where the rail is attached to. So I would do some test fitting beforehand and make sure that that fits in there nice and fine. I left the nose wheel off for now, so I don't want to break it off. Otherwise everything went fine. I think one of my other previous updates I had a concern about this seam here for these two parts, but there is another piece that attaches over that, which is here, which you see here. So that is covered up, so you don't have to worry about that seam. Also here, they don't tell you to make holes here for this, even though they show you two holes here. You do need to make another little hole there so you can attach the side lights, which goes here. There's a little piece here. So that's something which was not in the instructions. A couple other things also I needed to make little extra holes for. Here in the main gear, the struts and so forth that you put on here. The pieces either were missing a hole or missing a pin, so I needed to do a little test fitting and find out where I needed to make little extra holes to make things fit here in this step, and this step, and that step. So there's a couple of errors, either with the kit and with the instructions as well. And everything else so far, I mean, it's not a bad kit. I mean, don't recommend this kit for a beginner, because there is a lot of fiddly little things and a lot of pieces that you have to work with. So right now where I am with this is just to do a little more pieces on it, finish up the cockpit and everything else, and get it ready for priming. I did proceed and did some work here on the engine exhaust, as you see here. So this is the main engine exhaust, so you can see that in there. Painted it white. A little bit of soot. You see the pedals here. This is still removable. So this is the part I'm going to actually glue on and mask out the metal portion of this, and then do all the priming and painting. And then I'll attach this at the end. And also with the cockpit, the seat. So if you recall, this is the seat that comes with the kit, which I didn't particularly care for. So I picked up these Squadron products, F-16 seats, which are a little bit better. This is how they come. So there's two in the pack, and you get the pieces here for the little horns for the seat and the little ejector tab, pull tab there. And so here, this is my painted up seat. You can see there. So this was just prime black, painted gray. All other parts were painted hand brushed, and then a little black oil wash for some of the crevices there, as you can see. Now these Squadron seats, they're a little wider, or you can say that this is a little narrow in here for the Kinetic kits. So the seat does not fit quite well, so if you can take a look, I did have to do quite a bit of sanding there towards the bottom to get the seat to fit in there, but which is not too big of a deal since you're not really going to see the bottom of the seat once the seat is in place. But it's something to be aware of. I did test fit. I also have Hasegawa and Tamiya 148 scale F-16s, and this seat does fit fine in those, but not here in the Connecticut. All right. So my next step is going to be to sand down the seam here and get that all polished up and get it ready. I'm going to probably do this canopy down. So I'll put the seat in, attach the HUD and everything else, and seal this up, and then get everything ready for priming and painting. All right, so that's my quick update. Stay tuned for more. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.